It's not capturing as much as I'd hoped it would. Give me a second, chat. I can't read you, by the way. I don't see you right now. It's okay, though. Hey! Don't bother typing in chat. I'm not reading it. Here's some stuff I gotta talk about. Sorry. Figuring out how to put it into words. So basically, the situation... I've been a bit more upfront about the confusing situation with Tenshi in the last few days. I'm going to be real with you. Communication between they and I hasn't been stellar. There are a lot of reasons why, including their mental health and mine. Gonna lower this a little bit. And there's a lot of feelings of hopelessness and confusion for both of us. But there are a few things that I just want to come out and be very blunt about. He's not abusive. He's not abusive. He hasn't gaslit me. He knows me very well. And he bluntly points out things that I should know. He knows where I'm vulnerable. He knows where my old trauma can affect the way I see things. And he sees that more clearly than I do. In some ways, and I see where he gets fucked up by himself. Too, and sometimes we can do something about it, and sometimes we can't. He's not manipulative. He's gone through great pains to not be manipulative. He honestly is trying to do his best in a situation that is impossible. His health is really, really not good. Fuck off. We don't know how long he's gonna be around for. We just straight... He could be gone in 3 days, or he could be around for, 6 months. And it's very confusing to try to figure out what to do. And complicating those matters more is he also has DID. And his alters are more split than mine. And because of his health, he has less control over... He has less control over how he switches. And some alters want to stay and some alters want to go. And the reasons for that is basically he doesn't want to hurt the community, but he wants to help us. And some alters of his think that he's doing a favor if he's gone, which I don't agree with. And some of all his alters really think he does the most good when he stays, which I agree with that. Of course I do. But he hasn't cheated on me. There was a very confusing situation, and we spoke about this early this morning. There was a situation that I knew about where he was trying to help someone, someone who is traumatized, just like he and I. They're in a place where Tenchi used to be, and he basically saw himself in this person, and he kind of decided that, like, he couldn't let them make the same mistakes he did, because they still have hope. Now, this individual who's trying to help has feelings for him. Tenchi does not return those feelings. He doesn't condone them. She did things that, were intentional to destabilize the relationship in order to get an effect. Which they did very well. Kudos for that. You're very good at making chaos. Good job. Are you happy with yourself? Sorry, that was kind of cruel, but those feelings are not returned. They never were returned. Basically troublemakers just doing troublemaker things. Which, shock horror. It's, what else? What do you... People just pull shit. People pull shit, and people had been sort of, like, planting seeds of doubt in my head for a while, and because of how unstable things were and kind of are, I let it get to my head, and that was a mistake. It's not one I could have avoided. But no, he's made it very clear to me that that's not what this is. He's just trying to help someone out who he sees a kinship with, in a different way than he sees me. And no matter what she wants, there's the reality, and there's what's there and what is possible, and that's what she wants is not possible. So what does this mean in terms of me? Because of the way his mental health is affected, there is no shot at anything stable. I'm there for him, and he's there for us when he can be, and I can be, Um, basically, we're just in a situation where I need to be flexible, and we need to be flexible when he's able to be around, and I can have time with him and enjoy whatever time is left and share memes and happiness. I want to take that time. I want to share that with the community. I want to continue to have what streams if we can. And if he no longer feels up for those things, like, then, you know, forgive me if I spend time off stream, but I need to take care of the person I love. And I need to reap the benefits of that while that's still around. I need to hold that while I still can. And if you don't approve, and if you don't understand the situation, shut the fuck up about it. It's gonna be rough for me, but we've decided to continue more as best friends rather than being in like a formal romantic relationship. He still is one of my best friends. It's just the situation is incredibly hard, and it's really sad that any of this is happening. So much has been fucked up for both of us in the past year. And it's not fair to blame anyone about that. Like, that's nobody's fault. It's just the way things are. But no, he didn't cheat. No, he's not gaslighting me. I have a hard time understanding him sometimes. His ability to communicate is kind of taking a hit. And that's something we need to figure out different ways of communicating. And yeah, there's a lot of insecurity with me. Yeah, there's a lot of I'm not really sure what I'm doing. And I'm in this new position where, you know, I'm getting help. I'm finally not in any abusive situations. Tenchi helped me out of a lot of them. And I feel the freest I've ever felt. The problem is, I'm still figuring out what to do with that freedom. And what that freedom means. And, you know, how to enjoy having a normal, somewhat stable life. Without having to be afraid of anyone. And I've got to navigate that with this going on in the background. And COVID. And, you know, myriad other life stuff. I've got a job and research. I gotta figure out how to get my project off the ground. Like, there's a lot going on. And it's not... Like, I understand if people disapprove, but I want them to watch the entire VOD of this and just let me explain before they start yelling at me in caps lock. Being like, oh, you deserve better, you deserve better. Like, let me tell you this right now. Auxie and Tenchi have changed my life completely. Just the fact that they existed and wanted to be friends with me. And they did so in very different ways. Tenchi did a lot to help me escape from situations that were probably going to kill me. He helped me realize that I deserved to be listened to and heard. And actually do things for myself instead of just sacrificing myself over and over for shit that really doesn't matter. He when we were together and things were better and he had more health, he was one of the most caring partners I could imagine. And yeah, everyone has, you know, trouble communicating sometimes, but he listened consistently. And where we could try to solve problems together, we always did try to. He was caring, he was patient. And yeah, he had his own trauma too. He had his own stuff to battle with. He's been through more than any one person should ever have gone through. Like, I really don't know how he survived up to this point, and I don't think he knows either. But it's not like he's just some person who's looking to get something easy out of me. Like, if it weren't for him, I don't know if I would know what freedom tastes like and what self-actualization feels like. I really don't know. And I'm really grateful for a lot of what he's done for me, and I was very happy with him, and I love him a lot. I feel very together with him. More so then than now, but that feeling is still there, and I don't just... This is just a very shit situation, and both of us got fucked by a lot of stuff very quickly. We made some decisions out of panic. We made some decisions out of, like, just not understanding what the fuck was happening. And people had their agendas, and they're trying to confuse the issue, and it was and still kinda is sometimes very hard to sort of sort through all of that and be like, okay, what do we know? What data lines up with what we know? Like, does this information or these conclusions make any sense historically or based on things that we've observed and know as a fact? And that can be a very difficult process, especially when there's a lot of instability and there's a lot of not sure where each other's heads are at, and or what the fuck is going on or what's going to happen. And that's partially my fault. Like, but it's also it's not really that much my fault. Like, I tried my best, and it's just a very difficult situation. And I'm not saying it's his fault. It's just he's got a really bad hand right now. And my hand is okay, but it's not great. It's not enough to compensate for that all the way. But no, he's not gaslighting me. He's tried to be very honest with me. I don't feel like he's holding me back. I feel like there was a lot of just inability to communicate, or just communication where we tried to communicate an idea and then it just wasn't clear, or I took data and thought it meant a lot more than it did, and then it turns out, like, no, that's not what's going on at all. It's just different than that. And that's frustrating, but like, that's just kind of where we're at right now. There's cancer and there's a neurological disorder, both with complications. He's putting together end of life stuff. Like, this is not a thing that's gonna get better, short of some sort of miracle. So it's really whatever time is left, I'm gonna make myself available to him as much as I can, and whatever he feels okay taking from that. Like, it really depends on which of his alters are fronting, because he's also got DID. So, like, it literally depends on which decisions he's making because of which alter is in charge. Because they have really differing opinions of what to do. And they're not gonna agree on something. So it just depends on how he hard switches. But that does not mean I can't move on with my life. I don't have to just be sitting there waiting. And I can move on and do what I need to do what I want to do, explore the things I want to explore. Like, none of that. I don't have to wait for that. Not any more than you would have to wait for a friend. But yeah, we decided that, like, being very close friends is probably the way that this has to go, because it's now not stable to support anything else. It cannot. There are no decisions I can make to change the situation, and there are no decisions that he can be consistent with anymore, because he is so divided within himself on the best course of action to take that it's just not gonna be stable. Now, when he was doing better health-wise, he could control that a little bit more, but that's just not the situation. It's not the situation anymore. So I'm gonna continue doing what I need to do. This hysterical shit that happened in chat last night was not okay. If you don't know a situation, don't call it wishy-washy love. In my eyes, it's not wishy-washy love. It's, we got majorly fucked by a lot of things that happened. And we tried to do the best we could with it. And it's not all that great. And it can't be all that great because the situation is just awful. And there's just so little we can do to change it. There are so few options left that we kind of just have to bear it. So I don't want to see this nastiness about like, oh, he's abusive, he's gaslighting you. He's not gaslighting me. He's never once gaslighted me. He has helped me unpick the gaslighting that a lot of other people have done to me. That he's done. And he can be very convoluted in the way he does things. Sometimes he's not as clear as I wish he were. But no, that's not gaslighting. As far as cheating, he didn't emotionally cheat. Keith, we never wanted this situation to look this way. Neither of us. And I believe him when he says that. And I know him. Like, he will cut off both of his arms just to help someone if he thinks that it would help them. He doesn't really value himself all that much. Which is frustrating at times, when you care about somebody. God, I wish he'd value himself a little more, but, you know. What can I say? He makes the decisions he will make, and, you know, it makes me worried, and it saddens me, but it's honestly one of the reasons I love him to begin with. He's trying his best. It's just a really, really fucked situation. And he's welcome in this community. If anyone is not great toward him, I will ban them. I don't give a fuck. It's the least I can do. He rescued this place. And he cares about this place. It's just things are just straight up impossible right now. And it's tough. And if you're worried about me, well, there are constructive ways to be worried about me. You can, you know, spend time with me, get my mind off it. You could be supportive. But yelling about, like, what I deserve and what I should want with my life is, not productive. And I'm going to be real with you. My relationship with Tenshi was the closest thing to a healthy relationship I've ever known. I've been through a lot of pretty stupid shit. And like, this is just where we are. And both of us, you can't have DID without also having PTSD and trauma, so obviously both of us are going through our own, like, going through this stuff with our own traumatic lenses on top of it, and sometimes that just makes shit stupider than it has to be. But that's something that we sort of have to figure out, and I'm not gonna let it compromise my freedom. I'm not gonna let it compromise me moving forward and putting myself first. He's been very clear to me the whole way through that has to happen anyway. Like, no matter what, I should be free to do what I need to do. Especially to grow and be a happier, you know, more fulfilled person. So yeah, that's like, that's a really, really transparent picture of what my life looks like. Is it complicated? Yes. Is there a lot of shit that, like, only made sense, like, fucking 6 hours ago? Yeah. Like, it's not stable. It's not easy to understand. There's been a lot of back and forth. There are a lot of people who stood to gain from confusing the issue. And he did a lot of pushing me away. And what I didn't realize until literally last night was when he's pushing me away, it's not all of him that's pushing me away. It's just one part of him that thinks that's the best solution. He's probably gonna switch and not want to do that, so it's not like I should just give up. I should just keep doing what I want to do, and where he can and where he feels able, and depending on which of his altars are fronting, then, you know, that dictates what's going to be possible. And I didn't realize this. I thought it was more back and forth than that fundamentally, where I was just like, okay, I can't be, like, which way is it gonna stay? It's not gonna stay either way because both sides are so set that it's just gonna be a back and forth until the bitter end, which means I need to find my own stability, which is, we're solving that by just being close friends or best friends. So I feel like that clarifies everything I need to clarify. And I owe Tenchi an apology. I should not have let myself get rhetorically backed up in a corner and let insecurities be as visible as they were last night. I had the right to express myself, yeah. But I was working on faulty data. And I wish I had just felt more able to talk about that with him before, but since I thought he was just gonna disappear, I thought that just wasn't gonna matter. But now I understand the situation a lot clearer, and I kind of know what to do, which is just keep doing what I'm doing and just keep doing what I'm doing and hope my love sort of translates anyway. And just try my best for myself and just leave the door open, vocally open, communicate a lot more clear, don't assume that it's just all over. And I understand why that wasn't intuitive to me, but now I understand what needs to happen. And I owe chat an apology, because I know this can't be easy to watch happen. I know this can't be, you know, nobody wants to be faced with this. This is awful. But I've always been honest with you guys, and Tenchi has been such a huge part of the community that you guys deserve to sort of understand what's going on and why things are so confusing. At the beginning of the year, he was told he was terminally ill, and one of his alters decided, okay, the best thing to do to protect the community is, because he saw himself as toxic, he went, okay, I just need to leave everywhere. And that turned what was a very stable relationship into ash. Within 2 weeks. Where he just disappeared. And only came back to say, yeah, I'm disappearing. And that's how this all started. He started to come back more into the community in June. And I was really happy to have him back. We talked about what happened and, like, how hard that was for both of us. And we tried to just find a way forward from there, and it's been difficult. His health has worsened. There's a lot of complication that happened with both of our lives. And that's sort of how we got to this point. And there's not really going to be a happy ending. I just want everyone to understand that right now. This is sort of an end of life situation. I'm gonna have a happy ending. I'm gonna do what I need to do for myself and move on with my life as much as I can without leaving him behind. And when there's nothing more I can do, then there's nothing more I can do. And when time comes to make peace with that, I'm gonna make peace with that. I'm not gonna let it hold me back, though. I'm not going to let it chain me down. There's a lot of stuff I want to be independent on, and I feel like I finally can now, without feeling like I'm sinning or I'm being a bad partner. That weight has kind of been lifted. It's basically it's all about just making it sort of a viable situation. And that everyone gets at least some of what they need. I need stability. I need to find that in somewhere. So I'm gonna find it in myself. Because he's not in a position where he can give that. And that's not his fault. He's dying. Like, you can't have those expectations. So, I'm gonna be finding solutions to a lot of things. I'm gonna be, I'm gonna be weighing a lot of things and figuring out how to balance things, but the most important takeaway is I'm gonna be putting myself first through all of it. I'm not really gonna be waiting. I'm not really gonna be waiting much. I'm not gonna be on hold. I'm gonna really go full steam ahead with myself, and where I can take him along, I will, for as long as I can, because I want him to be there. I've always wanted him to be there. And part of him has always wanted to be there. And even the parts that don't want to be there because he feels like he's fucking me up. He feels like he's toxic, and I can swear up and down that I don't really believe so. I believe that his thinking that he's toxic can sometimes cause him to do toxic things. But I don't think he's inherently toxic. He's one of the most, again, in his peak, he was one of the most caring people I knew. And he still is, even now that he's doing badly. It's just, it comes out a lot wonkier. And, like, that's understandable. So yeah, I don't... If anyone shit-talks him, if anyone makes him feel unwelcome, if anyone refuses to listen to what I'm saying on this VOD, you can go fuck yourself. You don't belong here. Simple as that. And I'm not penalizing anyone for anything that they've already said. I'm just saying, henceforth, you know, I'm usually all about, like, open debate. This is gonna be an exception. Like, usually I'm just like, yeah, you can voice your opinion about whatever. Yeah, this one's off limits. You fucking make him feel unwelcome, you're being shown the door. If you even imply anything, if I hear about it, if it gets back to me, you're gone. And you're not coming back. And if you've already said something, you know, you can apologize. I'm not going to do anything new. You can stay. You can do whatever you need to do. If you don't like it, you can go. I'm not doing this for the views. I'm just going to be very no bullshit with you. Like, this is how it's going to be. This is how it is. If you can adapt to it, you can stay. If you don't, you're more than welcome to leave. But yeah, this is the truth of the situation. This is what I've been going through. It's really sad. It's really confusing. It's really hard. It is a problem with not a lot of solutions. We've been doing our best with it. I've been doing my best with it. Yeah. Your idea of what a human being should have, I have different needs than you. I have a different history than you. I have a different idea of what contentment and happiness looks like than you. Your arguments are not going to be convincing to me. And that's not an insult. That's just the case. And yeah. I'm sorry if that's offensive to anyone, but I'm just gonna make this very clear to the entire community and myself. This is how it's gonna be. This is where we are. And it sucks, but we can only play with the cards we're dealt. And you can depend on me to put myself first. But it's not like I'm just gonna be like, fuck you, this is hard, I'm gonna, you know, go prance around with rainbows and butterflies. No, fuck you if that's what you're suggesting. I'm not gonna do that. It's against my values. It's against everything that I stand for. It's against every promise that I've made. It's against everything I believe in. I don't abandon people just because they're in hard times. especially not somebody who pulled me out of my own. Yeah, I'm gonna put myself first, but I'm not going to just abdicate my role in their life and what I can do to help them. I'm not. Just not happening. It's just not gonna be a thing. So, yeah. Sorry if that's upsetting to anybody. Sorry if somebody thought they could get some pussy out of this. It's not happening. No interest in that. I feel more like a widow than anything else. I've felt that way for a long time. It's just where we are. But yeah, I'm gonna finish this game and I'm gonna close this out and I'm gonna get some fucking sunlight. Lord knows I need it. This VOD's gonna be posted in the Discord. I'm not gonna at everyone for this because I'm not reading chat right now, so there's no point in people being here live or not live. I don't see anything that's fucking... It's whatever. If any of my mods want to talk to me privately after this, yeah, I'm around to do that. If they're worried about me, if they want to know what they can do, then, you know, fine. I deeply thank you guys for that. You guys have been amazing. Auxie, Chaos, or Paxer, Sassy, all of you, have been absolutely amazing to me. And I'm deeply, deeply grateful for how patient you've been with me and watching me figure out this hellhole of a situation. I wish I were a better friend to you guys and could, you know, do more to make you happy. I wish I weren't toxic. I wish I was not a lot of things. I wish things were simpler. But they're not. And we're gonna get through this as a community, and I'm gonna get through this as a person, and it's gonna work out eventually. It just might take a little bit, but that's okay. I could just end stream right now. I don't have to finish this map, but I may as friggin' well. It's so close to the end. There's no reason not to. Come on. I'll just look in chat just to see. Oh. Yeah. Hi, Edgehead, Chaos, and Haxer. Yeah. Sorry. Not reading chat. Well, now I'm reading chat. But yeah. That's the deal. That's the deal. That is the unfiltered, unadulterated deal. I'm sorry if it's more than you wanted to know, but fuck you. You know it now. Sorry for not being on last night for too long. Hey, Chaos, don't even fucking worry about it. You're all good. Had a great time with Auxie. Things just kind of got a little out of hand when Auxie left, and people had very spicy opinions on shit that they didn't understand well. And I didn't have the rhetorical tact to control the situation well, nor did I have the confidence, and I was lacking some critical information as well. but this is my way of setting that straight. And yeah, if you sent a PM in Discord, but also apologize here too. Edgehead, you're all fine. It's just, it's easy when people are saying like dramatic, sweeping, you know, social justice warrior statements. It's just like, yeah, that looks good. And like it can be tempting to sort of go on that, but like again, this is a really nuanced, complicated situation that's been playing itself out in private and somewhat in public for a while now, and it's not that simple. So I'm just setting the record straight. Edgehead, there's no, you're completely fine, dude. In your defense, it's been really, really, like, it's been fucking complicated. Like, I've been confused. I've spent more time confused than not confused, about a lot of stuff in the last, like, 9 months. 10 months. Probably closer to 11. But, Chaos, don't blame yourself. It's okay. It's kind of my fault. I don't know. I should have put my foot down more firmly. But I didn't. So I have to answer to that. And absolutely, and I apologize. Please let me know if there's anything I could do. But thank you so much, Haxer. Honestly, just spending more quality time with the mods would be great. Games, movies, just, you know, bullshit things that make me feel less alone help a lot. Things of that nature. But like I don't want to be a bother on anyone. Either. So it's kind of this push and pull. And that's my own fault. I don't feel like it's my place to chime in since I don't really know what happened, but if there's anything I do, let me know. Thank you so much, Triangle. You're so sweet. You've always been so sweet. But yeah, I'm just gonna post this VOD, to the Discord, and everyone who needs to see it can see it. And if they don't watch it, well, fuck them. It's, I don't talk for my health, you know? Fucking... Oh, God. Vulture is Kokon and spicy today. Vulture is Kokon and spicy. We're doing the whole cigarette pen thing. This has been hell for Vulture. This whole situation has been hell on Earth for Vulture. 'Cause the one of the things Vulture likes the most is fucking stability, and there's just been none of that for the past, like, year. There's been no stability. It's really been taking its toll. And I've been trying to be really strong with it, but it's not easy. I'm here if you need anything, and if you need to move a movie night, don't sweat it. The movie isn't going anywhere else. I'm chopping like dust. Nah, I shouldn't need to move it. It's just, I woke up and I felt like I needed to make a statement. Because fuck what happened last night. Just fuck all of that. Fuck trying to, like, corner me into making statements. Fuck, like, calling situations wishy-washy when you barely understand them. There's nothing wishy-washy about what Tenchi did. It's not wishy-washy. Confusing? Very. Extremely confusing. Like, and especially when there are people who actively benefit when you are confused, and they want to confuse the issue even more because they stand to benefit from that. Wishy-washy is not something that Tenchi is, for better or for worse. Just, that can't happen again. No. Where my life is not some, you know, okay, let me just be fucking honest about something. You know, I'm spitting truth, I might as well spit more truth. The last time something like that happened to me was I was in Anime's Leaders community, and people were not crazy about someone named Duke Merle. And if anyone is a study in the fucking history of the channel, they know that Duke Merle was one of the founding members of Ragnarok. Literally controlled my content for a while because he had technology that I didn't have, and I was trying to escape from another abusive situation. Long fucking story. Anyway, he was coercive and abusive, and that whole situation sucked a lot and was traumatic. So when I got my technology, I took a stand and got him ejected from the community. Well, he made it very easy. He did something so disgusting and so bad that the other members of the community at the time literally voted him off the island. Like a year later, maybe 2. No, I think it was just 1 year later. There were a bunch of people who were not fond of him, and people asked me of my opinion, and, you know, I told them the truth. Told them what happened. And they were like, oh, we can't stand for that. That puts his community, Snake's community at risk. You should report it to Snake. And I was just like, I don't fucking think Snake's gonna care, dog. Like, this guy's a long-term subscriber. Like, you know, it happened a long time ago. I didn't think it mattered enough to report it because, like, I didn't want to go through the whole testifying and not being believed thing. So guess what happened? So they basically were like, oh, it's like, you deserve to be able to talk, da-da-da-da-da, you're protecting other people, da-da-da-da-da, social justice warrior, blah, 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 blah. And I go, okay, well, you're making me a piece, like, you make me feel like a piece of shit if I don't fucking say something. So I went ahead and reported it to Snake. He interrogated me for 5 hours, basically calling my claims dubious and making me wait 45 minutes for his replies deep into the night. All to basically say, well, this is all very inconvenient. You don't have enough evidence, and you took so long to report it. And he's saying all this stuff, but since you're not the only one who complained, I guess it's more convenient to ban him. And after that conversation, that was actually the conversation that made me turn around and leave Snake's community entirely. Because I felt like shit afterward. I felt like garbage. I felt like human garbage. Sure enough, I guess people noticed that I left. Duke has since been unbanned and is still pumping plenty of money into that community, I'm sure. So, yeah. Where were those social justice warriors after that interrogation? Oh, nowhere. They were like, woo, you reported it. We did something good for the community. And they left me to my pain. They were not there for me at the end. They just had their own agenda. They just had their own idea of, like, making themselves feel good and self-gratification. So, yeah, no, I don't have any fucking patience for, like, oh, you deserve this and you deserve that. Because it's just part of, like, a fucking agenda and making yourself feel good about something that you don't understand. So, forgive my cynicism. I just don't trust that shit. You can't lecture me to do something that you don't, when you don't understand my situation. It's not gonna work. You can't guilt me into thinking that, like, oh, it's my civic, like, duty and my duty to whatever. If I can say something that might piss people off, SJWs are never fans of wanting to help. They just want to check stuff off on their own personal bingo cards. Oh no, you're absolutely right, Chaos. Don't fucking apologize. I completely agree with you, especially what happened to me. Um, so I'm not gonna have any patience for it. I'm just not gonna have any patience for it. It's just self-gratification, and especially in a situation that's confusing and painful, and quite frankly, just doom and despair. I don't need their bullshit on top of everything else. I know my situation. I know it's confusing, but I know what's real and what's not. And now I have a better sense of it than I did like 48 hours ago, because of I finally said enough shit to demonstrate how fucking lost I was, and sort of force a conversation that needed to happen. Was that the best way of doing it? No, not at all, but it happened. It's whatever. So yeah, that's where my head's at. I feel like shit. I'm sick. I feel better after talking. I feel better that this is all in a VOD. I'm sorry if my voice is quiet or deep. Vulture is mostly toward the front, if people are familiar with, like, my DID system. This is mostly Vulture just being like, hey, here's data. Do what you want with it or fuck off. Yeah, hopefully it fucking clears shit up, but if not, then, you know, whatever. I tried. But yeah, I'll be back on the server later on tonight, probably for movie night. And again, I just wanna reiterate, nobody is getting fucking banned right now. It's if this happens again, if there are people screaming at me in caps lock about what I should do with my own fucking life, you mods are justified in cutting that short. With either a ban or a timeout. You can use your discretion. If I disagree with what you did, I'll just tell you verbally, like, you could just ban them. Or, I'll just unban them later. Like, don't be afraid to just use your discretion. I'm not gonna get mad at you for fucking using the power that I gave you. That would be retarded. The hammer of ban and Thor will come down. Hell yeah, Thor. Yeah, we're kind of done with taking bullshit. It's a great feeling. I love how I put in the title of the fucking stream that I wasn't gonna read chat, and what am I doing reading chat? Oh yeah, you can always count on a Wolfie. Fucking piece of shit. But yeah, yeah, I'm gonna be contactable by Discord if anyone has any friggin' questions. And if, like, the mods wanna talk, we can arrange a time to, like, talk and figure out things or whatever. Because I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of things that you're thinking. I know a lot of you have been worried about me lately, especially this past year, and I'm really, really sorry that I'm not more more steady. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, more doing better. I'm sorry I'm not doing better. I will be. I just need time to get there, and I might need help. Which I hate admitting, because I don't want to be problems for anybody, but fucking ship has sailed, I guess. Yeah, but, like, we'll get everything sorted out. We'll get everything sorted out. Meantime, here's a VOD. Do not eat or drink any questionable substances. Stop making fucking shitty decisions. We have enough death as it is, so don't add to it. Unless you have a free pass, dying is absolutely forbidden. Okay, hey, you're never a problem. Oh, boy, do I wish that were true. Boy, I wish I weren't a problem. Oh my god, all of the people who would fucking celebrate if I were no longer a problem. Oh, I could see the dancing in the streets and the fucking fireworks of so many people if I just wasn't a problem. Unfortunately, I am the problem of lots of people. And there's very little I can do about it, because I'm human. And I can do my best to control my toxicity and the way I negatively affect other people, but at the end of the day, I'm sorry for the casualties that are just by the wayside, because I am a monster trying to figure out how to be human. And I'm really fucking bad at it. But all I can do is do my best, and if that's good enough for you, then, well, then there you go. I'm not gonna sit here and try to change your mind, because I'm too grateful for you all, and it would honestly be my worst nightmare if you were all to leave. And it's a nightmare I have often, and it's a nightmare that plays in my head. And I'm gonna wake up and everyone's gonna realize I'm a piece of shit, and everyone's gonna be gone. And, I'm a little too stressed out to try to even think about if that's possible just now. I'm just sort of betting on that it's not. And I try to do my best. Whoever that's good enough for, well then, great. If not, well. Oh well. Like a tick, you'll never be rid of me. I really hope that's true. I really, really hope that's true. And I'm not saying this to, like, get attention or get pity or any of that shit. Like, I don't want that. I want help from the people I trust, and if I have given you a mod sword, chances are I trust you. And I just want to make sure I'm doing right by everyone, and that everyone has got clear data to make the decisions that they're gonna make, and, you know, do what they need to do. And I'm trying my best. And I know I can do better. But this is what I've got right now. This is what I'm working with. If that's enough, fantastic. If it's not, I'm sorry, but there's literally no more I can do. Not right now. And that's just where we are. really, really sorry. I'm really, really sorry that I need to make a fucking VOD like this. I'm really sorry that I can't just give you guys stability. I've been trying to do that for 3 years. And I can't. Not right now. I'm working on it. I'm working on it as fast as I can, as well as I can. And it's just not gonna be soon. And I'm sorry. I'm really, really sorry. But I'm not gonna give up. On myself, on you guys. Not giving up is not an option. Giving up is never an option. It's just something that you do when you don't want to fight anymore. And I'm very bad at not fighting. I'm very bad at letting shit go. But in the meantime, do not eat or drink any questionable substances. Make smart decisions. Do not die. Dying sucks. And I will see all, or I hope most, of you wonderful people at a later time. Thank you for listening to this all the way through, and take care.